Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC Vegas 117, Allen versus Costa. We back with another breakdown of an Apex card headlined by another featherweight fight. That's 3 in a row now in the Apex for featherweight. That is not good. Just to call a spade a spade. This card is completely carried by the main event because you are really searching for anything outside of it, because yeah, it sucks. You got a poster that's depressed to be an Apex card, which don't blame you. I think we're all depressed to see a fucking Apex card. You got a card that is not good, badly ordered in the Apex, and the only saving grace of the main event, way too good for the Apex. So I like to even go back to the Sterling Zawal card from like last month. That card on paper outside the main event was better. This is a better main event and a worse card. And the Vallejo's card, fucking get out of here. So that was not even, or 3 of the last 4 Apex main events were featherweight. I forgot about the Moicano fight, but point still stands. And it's just a bad card. I don't know why they tried so little on this card. Of course, it's an Apex card, but even this year they've tried to be a bit better with Apex cards, and this one they were not. And again, they tried with the main event. The main event's a 10 out of 10. I don't think anyone's ever going to dispute that. But everything under it is either okay or terrible. And there's more terrible on the card than there is okay on the card. So, I don't know. It's a follow 328, which on paper was really good, and in execution was not. And to have this be the card you go into a bye week with, because next week there is nothing. And let's be honest, even the week after that, not many people are going to watch the Macau card because it's too early. So all those things mixed together kind of just, I don't get it, but it's the UFC. I guess they're just really trying to get to the White House card because this card's not great. Macau is actually not a terrible card, but it's too early. And the Bilal card is main evented by Bilal Muhammad, so that's our road to the Apex, to the White House, and probably I get through these first, so see what happens. Maybe this card can over-deliver like the Vallejo's card, even like the Sterling card to an extent. That was a little bit better than it should have been. And see what happens. I have low hopes for this card, expecting a lot of decisions, a lot of either wrong picks or annoyance with my picks. And see what happens. This is what we've been having 3 months straight of cards. So next week is our first break since after the Volk Lopez card, and see what happens here. So that being said, I guess I've rambled long enough. Got 13 fights to break down. Don't worry, some of them will definitely not be getting a lot of time on them because they suck. And let's talk about this shit. UFC Vegas 117. I can't believe we only had 117 of these. I definitely thought we were in like the 120s by now. And I think we'll definitely be getting Vegas 120 during the summer. So Kyoji and Cop is 119. So, oh boy. And see what happens there, man. We'll see what the Apex has for us this week. Back there for the first time in 3 weeks. And maybe it can over-deliver, but I doubt it, so. That being said, the only thing left to be said, of course, before we get into everything is the normal YouTube bullshit of, please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, unless I'm going to say something which I don't believe I am. I believe the only thing I have to say here, because talk about the card, the YouTube bullshit. Got 13 fights to break down, haven't done that yet, gotta do that. And, let's do it, so. UFC Vegas 117 breakdown. You ready? I know you don't care, and trust me, I'm not looking forward to this completely, but let's get it done, and maybe this card can be better than it looks. I doubt it. Breakdown for it, though, begins. We begin our first of 13 fights in the women's strawweight, well, only women's strawweight, in the strawweight division, the first female fight in 3 weeks since the Sterling Zola card, what was the fight on that card again? I don't remember, but the first female fight since then, which is bullshit, but that's a rant for another day. We have in our opening fight of the night for UFC Vegas 117 in the strawweight division, a fight that's shockingly not the worst fight on the card. I would say it's easily the probably 4th worst fight on the card, which tells you a lot. We have to begin the night at strawweight with a shit show between Shauna Mama B. Bannon versus Nicole Calalari. Well, let's see whose OnlyFans is better. So, got 2 fights on this card, full of OnlyFans fighters, and only one of the 4 on the card actually is not a bad fighter. The other 3, we see why they're on OnlyFans. And, yeah, what am I meant to say here? A fight between one fighter who really should be 1-3 in the UFC, really 0-4 in my opinion, and the other is 0-2. Banger! Let's talk about it. Beginning with our first fighter of the night, one of the only Irish fighters on the roster, and much better than Ian Gary, not even a joke. We have to begin the night our first fighter, Shauna Bannon, 7-2, really should be 5-4, 32 years old, 2-2 in the UFC, again, probably should be 0-4 in the UFC. In her debut, she got schooled by Bruna Brazil, which has aged so great. Then, in my opinion, she did not beat Alice Ardeliana, though that was a very debatable decision. Pooja Tomar should have been a stoppage, but the ref let her get the armbar. And Sam Hughes embarrassed her because she does not have the talent to be fighting anyone even close to Sam Hughes' level, which should tell you a bit there. Yeah, Bannon's terrible. Her striking is just teep kicks. She doesn't know how to do anything else outside of fucking teep kicks. Her hands are nothing special. Her blocking is shit. If Pooja Tomar almost knocked her out cold. Grappling, not phenomenal, defensively at least. And I'm struggling to find a positive with her in the case she fought Dakota Cheva. I did not remember that. She beat Snow Dyer, which tells you a lot about fucking Snow Dyer's talent. And, yeah, she's terrible. We know why she's on the roster. She's hot and Irish. And mainly probably Irish more than anything, because they love Irish fighters. They don't have any. Her and Ian, I guess Johnny Walker as well, because he trains in Ireland, but it's really just her and Ian. And yeah, she's not UFC level at all. I don't think she has a real win in the UFC yet, as she is 2-2 somehow. And do I still call this? Did I leave this fight on my robbery list? I did. So yeah, robbery. And yeah, she's bad. Well, 2 ways to go with that one, but fighting wise, yeah, she's an awful fighter. And first time in the Apex for her, I guess, right? Yeah. So, what am I really meant to say? I cannot. She has really subpar teep kicks. About it. There you go. As for the opponent here, trying to get their first UFC win and not get cut, the Brazilian opponent, Nicole Calalari, 8-4, 29 years old, 0-2 in the UFC, coming off the Contender Series, where she actually looked pretty good, and not much more since then. And even though I will give her benefit of the doubt, she has fought much better competition than Shauna, and lost to them in Ines Kerskeita and Kari Judice. So I'll give her a bit of a break there, but she did not look great in either of those fights. She lost to Kay Hansen, not said there. She actually didn't do awful against Kerskeita. I don't remember that fight perfectly, but obviously it was a split, so, she didn't do awful. Judice is really good, so, she was never gonna do too much in that fight outside of lose. and now she makes the cut down to strawweight for the first time in a couple years, and we'll see if she can save her UFC career before it even really begins. Striking wise, she might be a bit better with the hands in this fight, but you know, neither are good strikers. Grappling is probably where the Calari's gonna try and get this fight. Her cardio is not good, has never won a decision, never won a fight that has won into round 3. So her cardio ain't great, her durability's fine, that's not even gonna be an issue here. Her striking is, again, probably better, like, boxing-wise, but kicks, it probably goes to Bannon, and, making the cut down to strawweight for the first time in, like, 4 years. See how she does here, getting a giant step down in competition, and we'll see. She got lucky that she pulled out that Carol Froyo fight, because she got her ass beat, and Froyo just got fucking suspended, so, you know, great. And, see if Calari can save her UFC career, so looked decent on Contender Series, but since then has fought tough competition and has not looked very great in either fight, so see what she can do here. The betting odds for this fight, I think, are a bit off. Having Nicole Calari minus 180 to plus 150. I swear, is Calari around like minus 200, 250 at this point? That's obviously Tapology is a little outdated. You don't update till after the weigh-ins tomorrow. So, you know, this fucking bullshit. There's no way Bannon has had a harder strength of schedule than Judice and Karasketa, when the only good fighter she's fought is Sam and Ardoyan, but, you know, make that make sense. I think the betting odds should probably be a pick'em. This fight just screams a split decision that probably no one will care about, let alone agree with, so, you know, can't wait. And, yeah, I couldn't be confident in either side here, to be honest, so, alright, I'll agree with the betting odds there. Bannon's 2 inches taller, 3 inches in reach, and is 60 to 40% pick, so the underdog is the favorite here in picks. I hate to fucking pick either of them, but I kinda agree with Tapology. I think Bannon might be the pick here. I think she might be a hair better, especially since she has fought at strawweight more, and Calari's made the cut down for the first time in a minute. Bannon can get a bullshit decision and fluke her way to a win, and I think she might be able to do that here. Could Calari take her down and dominate her like Sam Hughes did? Maybe. That's definitely the biggest worry in this fight for Bannon, I would say. But if she can keep this standing or take the fight into middle round 2, she has better cardio, and if Calari can gas and Bannon can start stopping takedowns, and I think Shauna can win this. So, it's a bad fight. I don't know what you want me to say. I'll defend fighters. There's no defending this one. They're not UFC level, and this is not a UFC level. This is an Apex fight, and even this is the 4th worst fight on the card on paper, so let that sink in for a minute. But, I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna go Mama B. I'm gonna go Shauna Bannon. I just think she's a bit better. I think she can be a bit better here, a little more experienced in the UFC, and maybe she'll improve eventually. If she actually could get some legitimate, like, halfway competent striking, she could actually not be awful, because she does know how to throw a kick. It's just, can she learn anything else? So, we'll see. And again, for Calari, her path to victory here is just spam takedowns like Sam Hughes. Well, Sam didn't have to spam them, she just got them really easily, so see if Calari can do the same here. Again, I think this should be a pick'em either way, because I don't know how you can trust either of these two. And, give me Shauna Bannon here by decision. This fight's gonna go 15 minutes, more than likely. And, give me Mama B. Give me the Irish woman here to get the win. Hopefully get her first legitimate UFC win, in my opinion. And, give me Shauna Bannon by decision here. Could Calari just win on the ground? Yep. Well, if she can't get it there, though, I think Bannon's a bit better, somehow. And, give me the underdog here. Give me Shauna Bannon by decision in a very bad fight to begin the card. I don't expect much here. I doubt we'll get even anything. So, be bearable at least. And let's see who has the better OnlyFans. So, gonna be banned by decision to begin the night with a not a good fight, to say the very least. Well, somehow the fights get worse from here, at least for this one, as the male side of things begin with a fight even worse somehow, as we had up 10 pounds and change to female to male for our second fight of the night in the flyweight division, for the battle between the two worst flyweights on the roster that one actually has to win, sadly, as we have in our second fight of the night the fight even worse than Bannon, and again, the guys can be even worse than the females, don't worry. And this is a prime example of that, as we have in a god-awful fight in our second fight of the night at flyweight, Daniel Barres versus Luis Grim Goulet. Yeah. They literally just picked the two worst flyweights on the roster and said, fight. This is terrible. Like, what am I really meant to say here? This is terrible. I'm not even gonna waste... I'll talk about Daniel Barres for a second. I'm not gonna waste time talking about Luis Goulet. So let's talk about the Spaniard, is that how you say it? Who can hopefully look better than Joel Alvarez did last week. Jesus Christ. That being Daniel Barres, 17-7, 37 years old, 1-2 in UFC, really 0-3. He was on a Contender Series. Who did he lose to? Carlos Hernandez. Oh, fucking Jesus. In the UFC, he has not done any better, losing to Rafael Filho. In my opinion, he lost to Victor Altamirano, and Andre Lima beat him easily. Now he's back after a year away, and let's see what he can do here. Another one of these random old flyweights UFC signed for some reason. Guys like him and Felipe Boonies. I have no idea why you'd sign a flyweight that old who's not even that fucking good, but you know, sure. And yeah, he's terrible. I don't know what to really say here. He's pretty ass, and that's about that. And then for the other fighter in this one, the worst flyweight on the roster, Luis Goulet. What am I meant to say? Talked about him plenty. Don't know why he's still signed. 0-3, has looked awful in all of his fights. And yeah, I'm not picking him. So somehow he's the favorite here. Goulet like minus 140 at the moment when I looked last time. So if the odds change and change to what they should be, actually I won't even say they should be a pick 'em. I would have Barres as the favorite here, to be honest. The more I think about it, I would have him like minus 150. He's actually better. Truly, he's actually better. And yeah, I'm not picking Luis Goulet. Nope, not a chance. I'm going Barres here easily. Barres is an inch taller, 2 inches in reach, and is 76% pick. So Tapology is agreeing with me so far tonight. And yeah, I'm going Daniel Barres here by decision. Goulet is literally terrible. I don't know what to say. Barres is better. I'm trying to think, what is there a flyweight on the roster I'd pick Goulet to be? Terrence Saturn, no. I'd pick Saturn. Felipe Boonies got cut. I'd still pick Boonies. Goulet's awful. I don't know what you want me to say. Give me Daniel Barres. What more can I say there? Give me Daniel Barres by decision here. If they're the finish in this fight, no one cares. And what more can I really say there? So that's that. And give me Daniel Barres here by decision. You know you suck when you make Daniel Barres look like a pretty obvious pick. Fucking garbage. Next. After that, we get to our third fight of the night, our first fight with a halfway competent fighter, who we talked about earlier, getting robbed against Shauna. We have in our third fight of the night going back to strawweight for another OnlyFans battle, but one of these two is actually not a terrible fighter. Somehow, we have in our third fight of the night back at strawweight for another OnlyFans battle, but we do have our first actually not completely pathetic fighter on the card, as we have in our third fight, Alice Ardelian versus Baliana Dama di Ferro Viana. Another fighter who I don't know why is here. Why is she here after losing 3 straight, not being seen for a year? It's the power of Alex Pereira dating her for 2 minutes. That powerful, apparently. Well, let's talk about it. At least we get to talk about the first halfway respectable fighter on this card. That being Alice Ardelian. 11-7. Yeah, that record doesn't help my case. 34 years old, 2-2. Really should be 3-1 in the UFC. Her wins, in my opinion, have been Shauna Bannon, Rayan Dos Santos, and Montserrat Sanjejo Ruiz. Her only loss, in my opinion, was to Melissa Martinez. Yeah, her wins ain't great, but she is at least winning pretty dominantly, no less, against terrible fighters. Shauna was a close fight. Dos Santos she beat pretty soundly, and Ruiz she dominated. It was locks and night that card. Her only loss was to Martinez, who is just much better and would beat everyone Ardelian would beat. Yeah, and ever since that Martinez fight, Ardelian has really got better. Like, again, she is fighting terrible competition, but she's also winning. Rayan Dos Santos, she won fight of the night somehow, and won, giant underdog. Against Ruiz, she dominated. She's looking better. She's looking better, striking is good. Her cardio is pretty good. She's not scared of a fight. Grappling, have we seen her grapple at all? Like, Ruiz couldn't get her down because she's fucking tiny. Everyone else, I don't think, tried to grapple her at all. So, who knows what her grappling is like for a submission win. So, there you go. Is she a world beater? No. Is she ranked level? No. But with how strawweight is right now, she's probably like top 23, 20 maybe, in the division on a 2-fight winning streak, and should be 3-1 in the UFC. So, looking to be 4-1 after this, and she probably will be. And she's getting better. She's not the most boring. She, again, will throw down. She's gonna strike. She ain't bad. Got cardio. Grappling, we'll see. And, not much to say here. We'll see if she can continue riding the momentum of this winning streak into a third win. Again, man, she is the first respectable fighter we've talked about so far. And we're 3 fights in, so what does that tell you? As she was fighting Alex Pereira's ex, one of them, someone much hotter than Tracy Cortez as well, the returning Baliana Viana, 13-8, 33 years old from Shoot the Box. Clearly hasn't learned shit there. 4-7 in the UFC. Her wins have been Maya, not gonna try that name, Emily Whitmire, Mallory Martin, and Jin Yu Fry. Her losses have been J.J. Aldridge, Hannah Cyphers, Veronica Hardy, Tabitha Ricci, Alvin Lucindo, Jaren Robertson, and Jacqueline Amorin. Well, if I'll give fucking Baliana one thing, is outside of Hannah Cyphers, she's only lost to good competition, but she still lost. Her wins are pathetic. Her best one is Mallory Martin, which should tell you a lot. And yeah, she's terrible. Why is she still signed after 3 losses? I will never know. Because she's hot and dated Pierre for 6 minutes. So, you know, those help. She's a terrible fighter. Her highlight will be the Jin Yu Fry knockout, which was cool, but Jin Yu Fry is one of the worst fighters I've ever fucking seen. And Polly sucks. She has no cardio past round 1. Her grappling is okay, but is beatable. Her striking, she can get beat on the feet pretty soundly. Again, her cardio is shit. Never won a fight by decision. I've only ever won 1 fight that went into round 2. and she's not good. A year away now, last fought in April last year, getting one more opportunity for whatever goddamn reason. What am I meant to say here? That she was... The UFC wanted her to be something. I believe this J.J. Aldrich fight was on pay-per-view, if I'm correct. Yeah, main card of the pay-per-view. So they gave her opportunities to be fucking a legit... Even at this time, these were pretty winnable fights that she should have won. Veronica was awful at that time. JJ was not anything special. Hannah Cifers was awful forever. She lost. So she should have been cut after the Veronica Hardy fight. So, like, yeah, I like Polly, she's hot, but as a fighter, she's terrible. What am I meant to say? She's just another OnlyFans fighter. No better than Hannah Goldie, Shauna Bannon, fucking anyone else. So, Ardoyan, yeah, I know Ardoyan has one too, but she's actually a competent fighter, so what else am I really meant to say here? Do or die here for Polly, even though it should have been that in her last fight, and what more can I really say here? So, pretty simple. The betting odds for this fight have Alice Ardoyan minus 200 to plus 165. Ardoyan being a big favorite will always look weird, but they're pretty fucking accurate. I think she might even be up to around minus 300 at this point. If not, I think she should probably be about minus 300, because she should win this one pretty easily, just being the much better fighter. So, both have terrible records, but one is much better than the other. So, Polly's 2 inches taller and a much bigger reach, but Ardoyan is 82% picked, and I'm going to 100% agree with that 82%. I'm going to go Alice Ardoyan here by decision. I would actually not be shocked if you got a finish later in round 2 or 3, but more than likely she'll 29-28 Polly, or 30-27, or Polly will be a bit dangerous in round 1, grappling and striking, but after that, she's gonna gas, and Ardoyan should stuff takedowns and win on defeat pretty soundly, so give me Alice Ardoyan by decision. Again, I could, but I don't think Polly, like, that was a ground and pound TKO. Again, I don't think Ardoyan really has the power to, like, has Ardoyan ever gotten a TKO? 4 in her career she hasn't got one, and one was a doctor stoppage, so I'll think on it, but more than likely I'm gonna pick her by decision, but you never know. You never know, and this is the first fight where I think a finish is actually a bit possible, but right now I'm gonna say decision, but maybe especially if, like, Polly looks terrible on the scale or whatever, then I'm definitely gonna go Ardoyan by finish, but right now I'll go decision, but we'll see what if I change my mind within 24-ish hours. So right now, give me Alice Ardoyan by decision, unless Polly can just take her down for 3 rounds and win, or submit her early, which I doubt. Should be an easy win for Alice here, so give me Alice Ardoyan by decision. Not really much else to say there, and yeah, pretty easy pick there. Not much more to say. Speaking of easy picks, let's get this one out of the way right now. The monthly Cody Brundage loss for the month. We have in our 4th fight of the night in the middleweight division another male fight worse than the female one that came before it. We have at middleweight with the monthly Cody Brundage loss. Andre Petrosky versus Cody Brundage. Petrosky by decision, more than likely, lock of the night. Not much to say there. Just like every time Brundage fights, the guy he's fighting is the lock of the night. So, Dante Johnson was, Mentor Abdumalik was, I believe. So, yeah, easy one for Petrosky. He's terrible, but he's better. And, yeah, lock of the night, Petrosky. Brundage sucks. Next, I'm not gonna waste time with a Cody Brundage fight in 2026. Any more as I need to. But a fight I will talk about plenty, because I have already a lot this week, but I need more talking, because it's bullshit what the UFC has done to this fight. After having our 5th fight of the night, the only other ranked fight on the card outside the main event is in the middle of the prelims, in the top 11 of women's bantamweight. We have in our 5th fight of the night the best prelim on the card, the second best fight on the card, that should be the co-main, and it's bullshit that the only other ranked fight on this card is in the middle of the goddamn prelims. As we have in our 5th fight of the night, in the top 11 of women's bantamweight, the most disrespected fight on this card that deserves better. We have Katlyn Phenomenal Vieira versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Pretty decent fight here, and actually a really interesting fight for this division. Katlyn Vieira defending her spot after she kind of beat Norma Dumont in her last fight. Cavalcanti, we're time to see if she's legit, how she can do against a high-ranked veteran. Again, why is this in the middle of the prelims when it's the only other ranked fight on the fucking card? I will never know, and it pisses me off to really think about it. But I'm going to talk about this fight either way, give it the respect it deserves, and talk about it. Beginning with the number 5 ranked in the women's bantamweight division, because she's been probably that ranking for about 6 fucking years now. As long as I can remember, she's been in the top 6 of the division. We have Katlyn Vieira, 15-5, 34, gonna be 35 years old soon, crazy, 9-5 in UFC. How long has she been in UFC? 11, this is year 10 for her, Jesus. In the UFC, she has beat some of her better wins have been Kat Zingano. How did she win that fight? Misha Tate, Pani Kianzad, and Macy Chasson. She has lost to Irene Aldana, which is kind of the only fight anyone can remember of hers. Yana Santos, Holly Holm, Raquel Pennington, Kayla Harrison, and Norma Well, actually, she beat Norma Dumont, so she has 9-5. Just this is a loss and this is a win, so there you go. I've never been the highest on Katlyn, to be honest. I've always thought she's a bit overrated. That she only has, the 1 finish and 9 wins. That's not going to help your case. Some of her wins are alright, and Kat Zingano, no idea how. I would pick Kat Zingano to beat her right now, so. She beat Norma before Jocelyn did, so what does that tell you? Aside of that, all her losses are, understandable. Irene, that was the beginning of Irene's build. Yana, Raquel, Holly, and Kayla. Actually, you gave Kayla a better fight than anyone else so far in the UFC. And, she's not great. I think she's more of a, she's been in top 5 forever. I think she's more of a, in top, 10. I think she's about, she's a more respected Carol Host, and I think Carol Host is better. So she's not the most exciting, but, she can win a fight if she's fighting someone who's not good, like a Chasson, but she's never gonna break through that glass ceiling and fight for the belt or whatever. She's again been ranked in that spot for 10 fucking years. She's never been good enough to get that win deserving of a fucking title shot. Now she's down fighting maybe the most interesting prospect in the division, so the UFC might be getting a bit tired of her. And we'll see what Katlyn can do here. Obviously, she has the experience and has fought much better competition, so, crafty veteran bullshit. And see what she can do here. Okay striker, grappling, never really been her strong suit. But, if she has to go to it against shittier fighters, she will. She knows how to win a decision, usually. Cardio is fine enough. And, see if she can really test in my opinion, the most interesting prospect in the division, and see what happens here. So another Katlyn Vieira decision inbound. Will it be a win or a loss? We'll see. Because she is fighting, in my opinion, maybe the dark horse of the division, a fighter I am very high on. I'll continue driving her hype train, because I'm the only person who has high hopes for her. That being the Portugalian, that what they are called. I hope I got that right. Jacqueline Cavalcanti, 10-1. Is she the only Portugal fighter on the roster? I can't think of another one. 28 years old, 5-0 in the UFC. Her wins in UFC have been Zara Fannin, Josie Nunez, Nora Canol, Julia Avila and Mayra Bueno Silva. Yes, her wins are bad. I'm not going to disagree with you. Also beat Nora before the UFC and Melissa Croden. So she has a few wins that are okay, like Nora and Croden, but most of her wins suck. Their fan is awful. Josie Nunez is awful. Avila, probably her second best UFC win. And Mayra is Mayra past the title fight. Mayra post the title fight, so you know how good she is. Cavalcante's good. She really is like Jermaine Duranamy 2.0. Long and good kickboxer, decent cardio. Her one flaw is she can't get I don't think she's ever even hurt anyone in the UFC, so, you know, not a finisher in that regard. And her fights are usually not that exciting. She kind of just dominates for 3 rounds and wins. Like, these 2 split decisions are pretty bullshit, so I don't put too much water into that. And this is her chance, number 11 fighting number 5, to go from Mayra to Ketlin is pretty fucking insane, and let's see if she's legit here. So I think I said it for maybe her last 2 fights. I think Cavalcanti has a high fucking ceiling, and I'm really intrigued to see what happens here, because I think this will either prove me to be right, that she can be something in the UFC, or wrong, that she was just beating up tomato cans. Again, in a year or so, when Kayla and Nunez are gone, I could see Cavalcanti being champ. She's good. Like, there are many good prospects in this division right now. Montague, Bia, Jocelyn, Eileen, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone in that list, but maybe I'm wrong. And but yeah, I really think Cavalcanti can be the best on that list. She's good. I really think she's that good. We haven't really seen her grapple at all, but we'll see if we have to see that here. And on feet, again, she's really fucking good. So I'm happy she's getting this opportunity and not fighting another kind of waste of time. Like, let's say, I don't know, fucking who would be another weight, like Misha Tate, or like, I thought her and Irani would be a really good fight, but who knows what they do with Irani at this point. And now she gets to number 5. I'm excited. I'm gonna keep driving the Cavalcanti train as it grows more, or that shit's gonna crash this week. So I think she has potential, man. Young, talented, big for their division at 5'8". I'm excited, and see what happens. So not really much more I can think to say there, and see if my theory is correct. In another year or so, when Kayla and Nunez are gone, maybe we're looking at the next champion. Let's wait and see. Betting odds giving Cavalcanti some flowers, having her the favorite here at minus 150 plus 125. I think that's about what the odds are still at this moment in time. So the betting odds know their shit. You know, Cavalcanti has some potential, so good that she's getting some respect here. Same height. I think that's her time. Cavalcanti knows the what is his name? Zara Fanon was about maybe taller, so 2 inches in reach for Cavalcanti and 82% picked. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go Cavalcanti here by decision. I think she can just show that she is the future here. But again, always when you have a prospect fight a veteran, you gotta be worried of the veteran being a veteran. So could Ketlin find a way to win this fight? Of course. And maybe in the grappling, Jacqueline is not good there, or we'll see. But if Cavalcanti is as good as I believe she is, I think she can win this fight. I think she will win this fight. I'm gonna go Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision. A finish here is more than unlikely. And we'll see what happens here. Do we have a legit prospect or a fraud on our hands here? I want to find out. I'm going to say legit. I'm going to say legit prospect. So give me Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision here in a fight that should be the co-main event, and it's still bullshit that it is not. But what can you do? Give me Cavalcanti by decision in a fight I'm very excited for. Catlin's gonna test her. Will Cavalcanti pass the test? Let's find out. Good fight. I'm excited. I'm gonna keep driving the Cavalcanti train till I can't no more. I mean Cavalcanti by decision. And then after that, we get to our co-main event, the prelim, the only other kind of respectable prelim on this card that did change on short notice during the week. Not the only one, but you know, one of the two to do so. We have in our co-main event, the prelims in the lightweight division, a double undefeated fight here, so someone though has to go, as we have in a double debut fight as well. In our co-main event, the prelims, the second best prelim on the card, we have Tommy Gant versus Artur Headhunter Minev. Well, this was originally meant to be Tommy Gant and Trey Ogden. Ogden pulled out on Monday, and Artur stepped in. And now we got Tommy Gant and Artur Minev, 11-0 versus 7-0. See what happens, man. This is a much more interesting fight than the Trey Ogden fight, and see what happens. Should be a good one. We begin with the man who we've actually seen before coming off the Contender Series, Tommy Gant, the man who was meant to be on this card from the start, and people are hyped to see debut. 11-0, 33 years old, coming off the Contender Series where he looked pretty good, getting a quick finish after speed running a UFC, an MMA career, having 12 fights in 2 years or whatever, which is insane. And yeah, got on Contender Series, looked good. I believe he trained with DC or some shit. So, you know, yeah, he's a wrestler, bare minimum. And now we see what he can do in the UFC here, getting a much harder debut than the expected layup of Trey Ogden. See what Tommy can do here. We saw his wrestling on a Contender Series in exhibition, where I didn't see any of his striking, but maybe we'll see that this week. Cardio we'll see, and not really much I can say here. I've only seen Gant fight for 2 minutes and 47 seconds against a can, so now we see what he can do in the UFC against someone who was probably going to be on Contender Series this year, so should be interesting. And I'm excited for the debut, like a lot of people. Here Tommy Gant brings to the table. As for his new opponent, not Trey Ogden, now it's the undefeated Ukrainian Artur Minev, 7-0, no age listed, but I would imagine probably like between the mid-20s, coming off Fury FC, which is a decent enough promotion. Now getting a short notice call here, I'd imagine he was going to be on the Contender Series anyway, so they already had his number, so just called him here. And yeah, some people are really high on this guy. I'm seeing some people actually pick him this week. So yeah, 4 KOs, 2 submissions, 1 decision, Ukraine. So, you know, they're starting to have more fighters with Daniil Danchenko, Artur Minev. Wasn't there one last week? Maybe I'm wrong. No notable names on his record, but, you know, what can you do there? And let's see what he can do here. Getting a big opportunity. Getting 7-0 looks like a promising prospect. Even if he loses this week, still going to be intrigued to see what he can do after this. And again, some people are really high on him, so see what Artur can do here. Again, his short notice debut against a fellow undefeated guy, so should be a good one. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. More intrigued than just saying Tommy Gant easily beats Trey Ogden, so see what happens. The betting odds for this fight are not on Tapology at the moment, but I believe Gant's like minus 260 or some shit, something along those lines. I would have Gant minus 190 to 210 at most, because we really have no idea how good Minev is right now. 7-0, looks good. No great names on his record though, so he could be a padded record bum, or he could be really good, and we don't know it, so I'm gonna be intrigued to find out. Gant is 2 inches taller, no reach listed from Minev, 85% going Tommy Gant at this moment in time. I'm gonna go with the fighter I know. I'm gonna go Tommy Gant here. Mainly because, again, I actually know who he is. Maybe Artur is the pick here and we're all stupid, but no one knows who the fuck he is, so we'll see if he's legit. We'll see if Gant's legit. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I really am. Much better than the Trey Ogden fight, and give me Tommy Gant by decision here. Where I would have picked him to probably finish Ogden. Now we'll see what he can do against a much tougher, probably much tougher opponent, and Artur. And yeah, not really much more to say there. So give me Tommy Gant by decision. I'm intrigued in this one. Someone though has to go see if this Artur dude is any good. Tommy Gant's any good. Who fucking knows? And give me Tommy Gant by decision here. Not really much more to say there. So interesting fight. Second best prelim on the card. The only other respectable prelim on the card, to be honest. And see what happens here. Not really much else to say there. Who's O goes? Who's a real prospect? Let's find out. I'm gonna go with the Contender Series alone. Give me Tommy Gant by decision. And lastly, we end the prelims in the light heavyweight division with the second worst fight on the card. Make that make sense. God damn it. As we end the prelims with our featured prelim in the light heavyweight division, a can battle for the motherfucking ages that has no business being on this card, let alone so high on it, but you know, why not? We have in our featured prelim, the worst featured prelim I have ever fucking seen. We have Tuco Tacos versus Ivan Ursulin. Just like I said of Gurule and Perez, you know you suck when you make Tuco Tacos look like a surefire pick. He's the best underdog on the card, and he should win this one pretty fucking easily, so what am I really meant to say there? Ivan Ursulin is fucking terrible, and Tuco should win this fight, so give me 2 tacos here to get the win. By probably just, yeah, I'm not gonna, this fight doesn't even deserve to have a finish. Tuco Tacos by decision, not much to say there. Best underdog on the card, which says a fucking lot, and yeah, not much more to say here. At least the chopping block this week is gonna be very fucking easy, so give me Tuco by decision. Not much more to say there, and pathetic. There you go. And again, there you go. Those are the prelims outside of Gant and Cavalcanti. Yeah, they suck. Most of the fighters on it suck, and it just sucks in general. These are bad. This is not phenomenal, but Bardoyan's okay at least. Cody Brundage, enough said. This is fucking putrid. These are okay. Not you, Petrosky. These are okay. The rest are terrible, and I will never understand why the UFC can't order a card correctly, but you know, again, I'll do it for free. It's pretty fucking easy, but whatever. And yeah, not really much more I can think to say there. So 2 good prelims, the rest are dog shit. And let's get to the main card, which does not have much better. It has a little better, but not in the beginning. And yeah, this card's bad. As we begin the main card with a fight that fucking blows, would have been about a year late to the season, being a decent prelim. We have, thanks to Jeremiah Wells, pull out. Now this welterweight fight moves up to the main card opener. As we have in the main card opener in the welterweight division, a terrible fucking fight to open the main card of UFC Vegas 117 between Nikolai Gladiator Vertenikov versus Chaos the Ox Fighter Williams. God, this fight would have been shit a year ago, and it's shit right now. I'm not even gonna fucking go. What am I meant to say? This shit is on the main card above Cavalcanti. Get fucking real. Let's talk about it. Oh boy, terrible main card opener. Featuring Nikolai fucking Vertenikov. 14-7. There's one too many fighters on this card whose records are almost 500. 36 years old. I think he's the oldest guy we've talked about so far. 2-3 in the UFC. His wins have been Francisco Prado, and Nico Price. He's lost to Danny Barlow, Austin Vanderfort, and Punahele Soriano. Yeah, he's not very good. You beat Prado and Price, which should tell you a lot about those cans, and we should have saw the writing on the wall with Barlow when he squeaked by Nikolai Vertenikov. Vanderfort beat him easily, and Puna just cuddled him to death. And now we see what he can do against Chaos here. So, great. The Nico Price knockout was really good a few months ago, but too bad it was against Nico Price in 2026. Now he's fighting another guy who was last good like 10 years ago, so maybe he's gonna just take out all the former fucking hyped up guys like Nico and Chaos, so not much good I can say about Nikolai. He's durable. He only got finished by Vanderfort so far in the UFC. Cardio's terrible, grappling's terrible. Neither of those things should be much of a worry here. Also lost on the Contender Series to Michael Morales. He didn't get finished, so good on him there. Yeah, he's not very good, but he can beat terrible fighters, and he can always fall ass backwards into a win, so what am I really meant to say there? And, oh joy, Nikolai Vertenikov. Ugh. As for his opponent here, a guy who I remember when he was super hyped up, and now he's a guy who is more one of the guys who you ask, he's still on the roster? And we have the opponent here, Chaos Williams. Yes, he is still in the UFC for some reason. 15-5, 32 years old, 6-4 in the UFC. His 6 wins have been Alex Morono, Abdulrazak Al-Hassan, Matthew Summelsberger, Miguel Baeza, Delano Bedoya, and Carlston Harris. His losses have been Michelle Pereira, Randy Brown, Gabriel Bonfim, and Andreas Gustafsson. Yeah, in hindsight, none of his losses are that good. Pereira kinda sucks. Randy Brown, I got Randy's were understandable. Bonfim and Gustafsson suck. None of his wins are really any good. Alex Morono's okay. The rest are terrible. Like, Chaos was looking like what Rumble was at welterweight. He hits really hard. He has great power, but outside of that, he's kind of just not that fucking good. If he can hit you and drop you, yeah, he's good. But if he actually has to fight you over 15 minutes, he kind of sucks. He does not really have any grappling. Actually, and he has no grappling. His cardio is terrible. If he can't kill you with one fucking punch, he's kind of just a basic heavyweight. So he's kind of a one-shot pony. If he can't knock you out, he kind of sucks. And that's what happened with Gustafsson. He couldn't knock out Gustafsson. He just tortured him for fucking 15 minutes. Bonfim got him in submission. He couldn't knock out Randy. So he kind of lost to Rolando Bedoya, for being honest. So Chaos has just never lived up to the hype of a guy with the power that he has, and now he's really on a hot streak. Hasn't fought in almost a year, on a 2-fight skid, getting a huge step down in competition. And we'll see if he can save his job here. So what more can I really say? He definitely did not play out to be welterweight Rumble. He is definitely just bad. So he kind of just hits hard. Aside of that, can't really do much else. The betting odds for his fight still have him the favorite though at -125. It's a slight favorite, but a favorite. I would call this a pick'em. I think this might be the hardest fight to pick on the card because both suck. So, great. Nicolay's an inch taller. Chaos has 3 inches in reach, which is surprising. Chaos 67, don't say it, percent picked. I'm torn on this one. I could go Chaos and just say Nicolay sucks. I can go Nicolay and say Chaos can't knock, is gonna fade. It's a bad one. It's a really bad fight. I'm kind of feeling for Nicolay here, to be honest. I just think he can survive early and kind of gut out a decision better than Chaos can, to be honest, because again, Chaos kind of sucks, and I think Nicolay can kind of just I don't know, I just think Nicolay can survive. Like, we've not really seen him hurt too badly in any of his fights, and he's fought guys like Morales and fucking Danny Barlow and Puna, so I don't know. This is a tough one. It's a terrible fight between terrible fighters, so who gets to win here? Can Chaos save his job, or can Nicolay somehow go on a 2-fight winning streak? Fucking give me Nicolay Veretennikov. I just think he can survive. Not even survive, I just think he can avoid getting knocked out, and I think he can win. I really do. Give me Nicolay Veretennikov to get the win here. Trust me, it burns me to say, and I hate to say it, but I just think he can get past Chaos here. Chaos is bad. If he can't land that knockout blow, what is he really gonna do? So, give me Veretennikov by decision. I think he has better cardio and can win the decision better, so don't get knocked out and win. Give me Nicolay Veretennikov by decision here. What really more can I say there? So, it's a bad fight between bad fighters, and see what happens here. Give me Veretennikov by decision, but I am far from confident in the hardest fight on the card because both are trash. Give me Nicolay to not get knocked out. Not much to say there. After that, we go to our second fight of the main card. This one actually okay. Still probably should not be on the main card over a fight or two, but it's okay. As we have in our second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division, we have a return of someone I'm very excited to see back, 'cause I think he has a high ceiling and he is a good prospect. As we have in our second fight of the main card in the bantamweight division, we have Timmy Twilight Kwamba versus Bernardo the Lion King Sopai. Really good to see Bernardo Sopai back finally after not fighting since the Islam Moicano card, or 320, whatever the fuck, or 3, whatever that card was, when he got a win. The guy who gave Vinicius Oliveira his hardest fight until fucking Mario beat him. It's really good to see Sopai back and see how he looks here. Not gonna waste much time on this one because I think it's a pretty easy fight to pick. For Timmy Kwamba, 2-2 in UFC, he's fucking terrible. He's definitely the fighter I want to see lose the most on this card because he fucking sucks. And I don't really got anything good to say about him. He's fucking terrible. So simple. As for the opponent here making his long-awaited return a year and almost a half later, that being one of Hamzat's teammates, Bernardo Sopai, the Swede, 12-3, 25 years old, 1-1 in the UFC. In the UFC debut, he fought Vinicius Oliveira and actually gave him a pretty good fight, but ended up getting knocked out in highlight fashion. And then against Ricky Torcios at 3-11, in the last fight he dominated, got a pretty easy win there, and sadly has not been seen since. Thankfully he is back now and fighting someone worse than Torcios, so what does that tell you? See what Sopai can do here. He's young, he's getting better, guys like him and Felipe Lean like came in at the same time. Just about I think Sopai is better at this point. And see what he can do here again. Very good to see him back. Was hoping we'd see him back eventually, and see how he does here against a guy even worse than Torcios. Sopai's well-rounded, good striking, good grappling, durable. Yeah, he gave Vinicius Oliveira a harder fight than most, and see what Sopai can do here. So not really much else to say there, and just good to see him back. Not really much else to say. The Bayon's first fight have Sopai minus 160 plus 135. I would have him Sopai a bigger favorite. I'd have Sopai like minus 270, 280. Like, he's so much better, it's not even funny. Again, this is a step down from Ricky Torcios, which should tell you a fucking lot, so not much to say there. Sopai is 3 inches shorter, so he is the much shorter guy here, but he is still 80% picked, and I'm going to agree with the 80%. I'm going to take Bernardo Sopai here by decision. Better fighter, fighting a tomato can. What am I meant to say? He's more well-rounded, and he's going to win easily. I don't care about Kwamba's shitty little winning streak against Roberto Romero and Chang Ho Lee, two complete cans, and yeah, give me Sopai here pretty fucking easily, so not much to say there. Good to see Sopai back, and excited to see him beat up this fucking bitch, this fucking tomato can bitch, and his return, and hopefully get 2 fights out of Sopai this year, so we'll see what happens, and game Bernardo Sopai by decision here. Not much else to say. Good to see him back, and even better to see him beat up a can I can't stand, so hell of a return. After that, we get to our third fight of the main card. The other main fight this week that changed during the week thanks to cancellations. We have Adelaide Heavyweight in our third fight of the main card. You know, a fight that actually got better thanks to the cancellation. We have in our third fight of the main card in the LA Heavyweight division, Modestus the Baltic Gladiator Bukowskis versus Christian Payne Edwards. I don't know much about Edwards, but I'm much happier to see him on this card than shitty Rodolfo Bellato, who did pull out of this fight. It was meant to be Buka and Bellato, now it's Buka and Edwards. I'm happy with that. Fuck Rodolfo Bellato, the less I have to see that bitch fight, the better. And, yeah, I think this one's pretty self-explanatory, but we can still talk about it for a second. Let's talk about it. Beginning with the man who I thought was going to be ranked by this time at the start of the year, but instead he lost that fight. That should have been an easy ranking for him. Modestus Bukowskis, 19-7, 32 years old, 7-5 in UFC. Since coming back to the UFC, he's beat Tyson Pedro, Zach Pounga, Marcin Prachnio, Rafael Cerqueira, Jan Kutilava, and Paul Craig, losing to Vitor Petrino and Nikita Krylov. God, you're a fucking bum. You really lost to Nikita Krylov. That was his fight to get in the rankings. It was surefire, and you fucking lost. I was actually really praising Buka at that time. And you had to stab me in the back, you fucking bitch. He's continuing to prove that Cage Warriors is still goddamn useless, and that Bukowskis is still garbage, so not much to say there. Still can't fucking believe he choked such an easy win. He still sucks, so not really much to say there, and yeah, he sucks. Still would pick him against Bellato, so what that tell you? But the good thing for Buka, he's fighting a guy who might suck more than he does. A former hyped up Bellator guy who's now who's not even mid. His record is almost 500 and is a nobody. Christian Edwards, welcome to the UFC. 8-4, 27 years old from Jackson Wink. Went 5-3 in Bellator, where he was a hyped up guy. If If anyone remembers, he was a guy with a lot of hype at one point. He was meant to be Bellator's John Jones, and then a fat dude named Ben Parrish, who was like, what, Big Tuna or some shit, knocked him out. And that was the end of his Bellator career. He lost 2 more times, and have been floating around the regional scene since. So, you know, Bellator's John Jones, everybody. His only win anyone's ever heard of is Jake Collier. His losses are no one good. Luke Fernandez, that's aged really well. And, what can you really say here? So, yeah, he's not John Jones, that's for damn sure. And, welcome to the UFC if you're gonna get embarrassed here just like you did in Bellator, so, very simple. Pretty simple. A lot of former Bellator guys in UFC lately, and they all suck. So, shocker. Double OG does not have the betting odds for this fight on at the moment, but I would imagine Bukauskas is like minus 300-400, which I would say is very fair. So, you know, somewhere around there would be right. Edwards is actually 2 inches taller and 2.5 inches in reach, but Bukauskas is 96% picked. And I agree. Give me Modestus Bukauskas here by knockout in first. And a finish, I know I'm amazed as well. But, yeah, if some random tomato cannon Bellator could find your chin, Buka should as well, or he will just be Buka and win a shitty decision. So, one or the other, either way, give me Bukauskas by knockout in first. Not very much to say there. Bukauskas is so terrible, he could lose this fight, but I doubt it. And, yeah, give me Buka by knockout in first. Not very much else to say there. Shitty fight, probably should not be on the main card, and, simple. Not very much else to say there. And then after that, we get to our, I guess, big 3 of the card. Like, I guess these fights are not awful, but, you know, could be better. As we begin with our featured fight of the card in the bantamweight division, Fraud in his first fight since getting Fraud checked back for the first time, fighting a debutant, as we have in a fight that could be very fun, to be honest. In our featured fight of the main card at bantamweight, we have Malcolm the Machine Wellmaker versus Juan Pegajoso Diaz. Well, at least one Diaz should win this weekend because, yeah, there's not really much to say here. Let's talk about this real quick. Do we really need to? As we welcome back the fraud known as Malcolm Wellmaker, 10-1, coming off his first career loss, 31 years old, 2-1 in the UFC, coming off Contender Series. He got himself a lot of hype, beating cans like Cameron Simon and Chris Moutinho, and then Ethan Ewing destroyed him because Wellmaker sucks, and, yeah, now he's a fraud and no one cares. So, you know, good stuff there. Yeah, what I really meant to say, Wellmaker's terrible. Got fraud checked, ain't as good as we thought, and, that's about that, so. You lost, no one cares now. If you lose, then you're done. Now whatever you do after that don't matter. As for his opponent here, the debuting Peruvian off the Contender Series, Juan Diaz, 15-1-1, 27 years old. Second Peruvian to fight in a week. Hopefully he can look as good as Ochoa. Obviously won on Contender Series, getting one of the best knockouts of the season against Juan Il Quan, however you say that. Has won a lot of fights in a row, and see how this dude looks here. Made his debut, getting a pretty easy fight against a shitty fraud. Little tiny, 5'8", but you know, got clearly packed some power. Yeah. See what he can do here against a tomato can, so not really a lot to say there. Peru trying to get 2 wins in back-to-back weeks. Again, if you can look as good as Ochoa, gonna win this even easier than expected. And, welcome to the UFC. Do another cool fucking knockout for us. That'd be kinda cool. So, not really much else to say there. The betting odds for this fight are stupid. No idea why Wellmaker is still the favorite against anybody, because he sucks. Give me Juan Diaz here pretty fucking easily. He's 2 inches shorter, a little shorter in reach, and 15% picked. But he's gonna win this fight because Wellmaker sucks. So, give me Juan Diaz here by decision. At least one Diaz will win this weekend, and he should easily beat this fraud. So, not much to say there. Pretty easy win for Juan Diaz, and not really much else to say there. So, give me Juan Diaz decision here against a bum fraud. And then after that we go to our co-main event of the evening. Why is this guy co-maining in 2026? I don't know. Why is this co-maining above Cavalcanti? I don't know. But at least it should be an alright fight. After we have our co-main event of the evening in the featherweight division, a back-to-back at featherweight as well for this card to end it. We have in our co-main event of the evening a fight that shockingly has not been cancelled yet, but there's still plenty of time for Choi to do something. We have in our co-main the Korean Superboy Ho Choi versus Daniel Willie Cat Santos. Fun fight here, as long as it stays on the card, because we all know Duo Choi don't make it to fights, and yeah, it should be a good co-main here, even though it shouldn't be the co-main at all. See what happens here. It should be a pretty interesting one. See what happens. We begin with the veteran of the two. I think Daniel Santos has probably had as many fights up to this point. But the veteran and the man is always good to see, even though we rarely ever see him. Ho Choi, maybe the prime example of why he's a beat to do the right thing and retire. 16-4-1, 35 years old, 5-3-1 in the UFC. This is his 12th year in the UFC, and this is his 10th fight. That's sad. His wins are 3 tomato cans at the start of his UFC career. Bill Aljo and Nate Landwehr. He lost to Cub Swanson, Jeremy Stevens, and Charles Jourdain, and he had a draw with Cal Nelson in his big return, and where he looked like shit. So, great. Choi is just it's so sad to see Choi at this point, because this dude could have been a lot. Even I know he went on a losing streak, but look at the names: Cub, Jourdain, Jeremy, whatever. Dude, Choi could have been a top 15 dude for years, but instead he's had 3 fights since 2019, and yeah, he looked good against Aljo and Landwehr, but those are not good wins. Bill Aljo retired not long after that fight, and Nate Landwehr hasn't won a fight since, I don't think. So, and he looked shit against Kyle Nelson, who is the easiest name on that list. So what does that tell you? Is Choi still decent? Yes, if he could stay active, he might be a top 15 guy still, just because he is still talented. But he is 35 years old. He hasn't fought in another year and a half. We already know he probably won't fight after this for another year and a half till 2028. And it's sad, because the dude has talent, but he just never fights, and it's a shame. But that's kind of just the truth of the matter, and now we see what he has left at 35 after being signed for 12 years in the UFC. So, we'll see what happens here with the Korean Superboy. I'm actually shocked he made it to this card, since everyone else on this card pulled out. You thought he'd be the first one to do so, and see what Duo Choi can do here in the return. He's at 8 returns now, so see if he has anything left. Because he is fighting the very good and maybe underrated to an extent, because not many people are talking about him yet at this moment in time. The very good Daniel Santos. 13-2. 31 years old from Shoot the Box, 4-1 in UFC. He lost his debut against Julio Arce, but has only been winning since then, beating John Castaneda, Johnny Munoz, Jiang Yang Lee, and Ju Sang Yu. Bad thing for him is kind of the same thing as Duo Choi kind of stands with Santos, as he has been inactive. He's been signed since 2022 and delayed. This is his 6th UFC fight, so, unlucky there. But he is coming off knocking out Ju Sang Yu, fraud checking him. So he's actually on a streak of beating. Is Lee Korean? Or am I? He's actually, so he's on a streak of fighting Koreans. This will be his 3rd Korean win in a row if he were to win. And, dude, good. Again, 31 years old, so he's still pretty young. It's a shame he's been so inactive, but dude's pretty fucking good. Castaneda and Ju Sang Yu are pretty solid wins to have on the resume. And, we'll see what he can do here in the biggest fight of his career easily up to this moment in time. And, not really much I can say there. Dude, a good striker, obviously from Shoot the Box, can grapple as well. Melky, I believe, is from Shoot the Box too, so they're probably hyped for each other. And see if he can make the most of the biggest fight of his career. This might be his first main card fight of his career, to be honest. I actually would not be surprised by that at all, because is this his first ever main card fight? It is, holy shit, so good for him, co-main against a big name. See what Daniel Santos can do here. The betting odds actually giving Daniel a lot of respect here, minus 130 to plus 110. I agree, I think Santos should be about like minus 160. It's good that he's getting his flowers here. Choi is 3 inches taller in height and reach, but Santos is 61% picked, and I'm gonna go with that 61%. I think Choi is done at this point. I don't know how much longer he can keep making these returns and looking decent. If he's even looking decent, or if he's just fighting tomato cans. This ain't a super old Nate Landwehr or Bill Algeo. This is a Daniel Santos who's hungry on a winning streak, and it's pretty fucking good, so Choi ain't getting an easy win here, especially after a 1.5 year layoff. Let's see what happens here. It's gonna be a fun fight, I would imagine, but I'm gonna pick Daniel Santos to win this fun fight. Again, I just think he's better, so what more can I really say there? And 2026, an inactive Choi against Santos, who's pretty inactive in his own right, but more active. I just think Choi's gonna slow down eventually and look super washed, and this might be the fight for that, so give me Daniel Santos here by decision. Just don't think Choi has it anymore. 10 years ago, Choi's winning this fight 10 out of 10 times, but in 10 years, he's not even had 10 fights. And this is his 10th UFC fight, so what does that tell you? And give me Daniel Santos by decision. What more can I really say there? Could Choi come back and look like Duo Choi again, like he has lately? Sure. Lily, I doubt it. Give me Daniel Santos by decision in a fun co-main event. Even this shouldn't be the co-main. Still a fun one. Give me Daniel Santos to maybe retire Choi at this point, so see what happens. And then what all roads lead to on this card is the main event of the evening, a 10 out of 10 main event. That's way too good for the Apex, but better than nothing. We have a fantastic ranked fight in the featherweight division, a phenomenal main event to end the night. We have a way too good for the Apex main event, but whatever. A fight I am so fucking excited for. We have in the main event to end UFC Vegas 117, surprisingly high note of the goddamn card. We have Arnold Almighty Allen versus Melchizedek, the Dalmatian Costa. Oh boy, what a fucking fight. This could be on the pay-per-view of any fucking card. What a fight. Arnold Allen speaks for itself. Milky Zayel is great. What more can you say? This is gonna be awesome. This is a phenomenal fight. I cannot wait for it. And let's talk about it, shall we? We'll begin with the higher-ranked veteran, a man who I think it's his fourth main event. I think he's 1-1-1 in main events, or maybe a third main event. Arnold Allen, 20-4, 32 years old, 11-3 in the UFC. We all know Arnie at this point. This is his third main event, 1-1 in them so far. Kinda not been doing too great in the UFC lately. He beat Cater, kind of. Holloway beat him. Evoya kinda beat him. Giga, he beat Giga, and then Gene Phillips beat him. This is his first fight night in a couple years. And, let's see what Arnie can do here. I still kind of think Arnie's a bit overrated, because I think people give this idea that he could be a champion, he's good enough. He's not. He's a good gatekeeper. He's never gonna sniff a title shot, a title fight, a title. He's just featherweight Corey Sandhagen. I really see no difference between them. They are very talented fighters who people hype up a little more than they should. Because people pretend Corey could win the belt. No. People pretend Arnold can win the belt. No. They're very talented, but not good enough to win the belt. So, like, Arnie's really good, but like, even for British featherweight, Nathaniel Wood's better. Like, very much so, he's better. And, see what Arnie can do here. Of course, we know he's a great striker, good cardio, durable as fuck. See what he can do here. He has some good wins. I'm not gonna dispute that. You know, go Melendez, Marwan Amirkhani, Sadiq Yusuf, Dan Hooker. So he has some alright wins. No amazing wins, but alright enough wins. But again, I just view him as a gatekeeper. I would never pick him to beat higher level guys like Volk, Diego, fucking Kevin Vallejos. So I Gene beat him pretty easily, and let's see what Arnie can do here if he can get back on track, or is he gonna fall to 1-4 in his last 5, which would be almost insane, but might be what happens here. So I'm intrigued, and see if Arnie can bounce back here. He's good. I still think people overrate him a bit too much. As for the opponent here trying to make his way into the higher echelon of the division, a man who is very fucking good, that being the prospect here, Milky Zayel Costa, 26-7, him having more fights than Allen feels weird. 29 years old from Shoot the Box, 7-2. Really, he is 7-1 at featherweight. Since that debut was at lightweight, since getting back down to featherweight, he's only lost to Steve Garcia, which has aged really damn well. And since I lost, he's beat Highlander and Bekoff, Andre Fili, Christian Rodriguez, Julian Erosa, Morgan Charrier, and Dan Ige. I believe the only man to finish Dan Ige. Melky's phenomenal. What can you really say about Milky Zayel outside of he is great? Again, that winning Erosa, Charrier, and Ige is a fun, and Andre Fili. Those are phenomenal wins. He's looked good in all of them. He's dominated all of these fights. Like, I don't think he's had any struggles in any of these goddamn fights. Like, Erosa gave him a good fight, but Milky still won pretty soundly. And now we see what he can do here on the biggest stage. In the main event, fighting a top level guy in terms of like featherweight respect, I guess, whatever. And fighting his first ranked opponent. Was he get ranked at the time? I think so, but he's like 15th. And see if Milky's legit. He's well rounded as well. Great striking, probably better grappler. We're gonna find out about that 5-round cardio if he has that. And yeah, Shoot the Box. Getting the Cohen main here. see what Melky can do here. He has a lot of talent. He's really well-rounded, and I think he's good. Is he good enough? Let's find out. The betting odds say he is not good enough, only having Arnie minus 165 plus 140. I get those odds, but I would have him a bit closer. I'd probably have Arnold minus 130, 135. I think that'd be a lot more on the money, a lot closer than 165, that's for sure. Costa is bigger by 2 inches and 1 inch in reach, but Arnie is 61% picked. I'm gonna go with the underdog here. I'm gonna go Melky Zayo here, man. I think he's good. And also, underdogs are winning main events lately. 4 in a row, Sterling. Or 3 in a row, this could be number 4 in a row. Sterling, Protez, and Strickland. Can Melky make it 4 straight underdog main event wins? Let's find out, man. I'm gonna pick him here. I think he can get the upset here. Arnie is good, but he's beatable. And I think Melky can beat him. Melky's that guy, man. I really think Melky's a really good fighter. And I'm not saying he's gonna be like Kevin Vallejo's a championship level guy. I don't think he is a championship level guy, but I think he's top 10. I definitely think he's top 10, better than Zalal and guys like that. And I think he's gonna show that here. So give me Melky Zayo by decision here. A finish in this fight would be almost shocking, because Arnie is tough and Melky, and Arnold Allen doesn't get finishes, so, you know, he's tough and he doesn't get them. So, you know, more than likely we're going to full 25 here, and we'll see who looks better over that 25. It's gonna striking, they're pretty good. Grappling, I think Melky is better. But we're gonna find, well, actually Melky is better for sure, but does he have 25 minutes of wrestling in him? And it's a great fight. And again, this is a 10 out of 10 main event. Could not say a bad thing about this main event if I tried. I can't wait for it. And let's see what happens here. Can Arnie bounce back? Is Melky Zayo that good? I'm gonna say the latter is true. Give me Melky Zayo by decision here to make it 4 straight underdog main event wins. And I can't wait for this fight. Again, what more can I say? I can't say a bad thing about this main event. 10 out of 10. And give me the underdog. Give me Melky Zayo. Give me the Dalmatian motherfuckers to get the win here. And send us into a bye week with another underdog main event win. And with that being said, boom. That was the breakdown. To go over my picks one more time. Sean O'Bannon by decision. Daniel Barrez by decision. Alice Ardoyan by decision right now, but that probably is going to change to a TKO in round 2 or 3. Andre Petrosky to lock of the night by decision. Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision. A fight that should be higher on the card. Tommy Gant by decision. Tuco Tacos by decision. Nikolay Vertinikov by decision. Bernardo Sopai by decision. Des Bukauskas by knockout in the first. Juan Diaz by decision. Daniel Santos by decision. And Melky Zayo Costa by decision. Bang. So the elephant in the room, why so many fucking decisions? Because there's not very many fights that look like finishes here. And these two are not going to be finishes. Maybe. Doubt it. Actually, I can tell you for sure not going to happen. Not sure. Maybe, too. Maybe, but do you care? Probably the best chance if Chaos wins. Doubtful. And I doubt any of these end in finishes, so if I had to pick another finish, it'd be Ardoyan or Tuco Tacos. And I probably will pick Ardoyan by finish. Outside of that, I think we're going to see a lot of scorecards. And hopefully I'm wrong, because this card will be 10 days long, but find out what happens. And there you go. There's a breakdown for a very bad card. Main event's great. Cavalcanti, Choi, and Diaz are good fights. Aside of that, Gant's alright. Aside of that, I could not really be too excited for most of these. Sopai's cool to see. Yeah, I'm blanking after that. And, we'll see what happens here, man. We'll see what happens. It's probably going to be an underwhelming card. This card kind of feels like it's going to be like a high 3, low 4 out of 10, kind of what the Sterling card was. And, see what happens, though. Main event's great. That could carry it up to a decent rating. But if everything under it sucks, what else can you do? So, see what happens. And we'll be recapping this shit on Sunday. So, oh boy, can't wait. And what more can I really say there? So, not a great card to go into a bye week with because it's not a great card. And main event's great. Would've liked some color in the goddamn poster someday, but what can you do? And let's see what happens in the Apex this week to end a very hot streak of cards, at least in a row, for a break week next week. So, not really too much else to say there. And let's see what happens. So, I'm excited for the main event. That's about it. And hopefully the card shocks us all and it's actually good. So, that's about that. With that being said, not really much more to be said here outside of. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. As always, also I'm going to say something which I don't believe I am. Getting a recap on Sunday. We'll talk about what we'll do during break week. After that, streams and shorts you already know. And, yeah. Not really much more to say there, so that being said, nothing more needs to be said outside of, as always, RX out. Good vibes. Only